Don't adjust your television. Yes, my room is a mess. But don't adjust your television. Yes, it is your favorites, your favorite podcast, your favorite comic book loving nerds are actually back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
He is JR Comic also not JR Comics 42 on Instagram. The
Yes,
link is
sir.
in the bio for his eBay
Mm-hmm.
page. And
Mm-hmm.
the man just told me on the flip side, he is looking for those funds to hit his bank account because the man is headed north. And we'll talk about that in just a couple of moments.
Yep.
I am also looking for funds because I too am headed north, but just not as far north as him.
Yeah.
I am Voice of Reason 23. I got Kevin Pillow on all social media platforms. Uh, we'll get
What?
the update here in just a second. Welcome, Happy New
Hey.
Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Life Day, whatever it is you celebrate. Cheers, my friend.
How y'all
What is
doing?
going on?
Been a minute. It has been a minute. I know we've been this is technically our first episode of the new year, and we were supposed to start a little earlier, but hey, we've been kind of busy. I actually got sick beginning of the new year.
Not COVID.
Not COVID. It is it was like, I guess, a rougher version of like the flu or whatever, man. It was kind of weird. I knew that was going around too during the colder parts of December as well as early January, where I was out for a week, man. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we unfortunately didn't. There was a few episodes we didn't get to do. We never did do our Christmas shopping episode, which is something that we've done the last couple of years. We didn't get a chance to do this year. Just things got crazy during Thanksgiving and things leading up to Christmas got crazy. We did manage to get the Phase 4 episode done, and that actually, when I loaded up the computer and it tells you how busy we've been, I loaded up my computer and it tells you how long, the last time I was on this particular computer was. I still I loaded up the brand that we use is StreamYard for streaming our videos. It still had the log out screen from when JR and I last did a show, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't save the audio in the video, because that's how we do the audio podcast, is we save the audio from this show, convert it to a podcast and put on Apple Music and all that stuff, or Apple Podcasts and Google Music, whatever. Anyways, so I was like, oh shoot. So yeah, it's been a minute. We're on here. We're gonna do a quick show, but let's get caught up on a few things. Very successful holidays for both of us, I think, because we're both now healthy and happy in the new year. Got some new goodies. Santa Claus was very good to, I'm sure, JR and I.
Hey Kevin.
Yo.
What am I doing?
JR got a new chair. Yeah,
Finally,
boy.
Finally, right? It's not okay.
What, 2 years?
Oh, was it?
I don't know. When did Candace break it?
Oh,
we're blaming your sister.
Yeah. A year? No, not that long. Honestly, it wasn't that long.
I just remember getting a text message from JR. I was walking through Home Depot, and JR was like, "Yeah, your boy's not getting a new computer." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, "Your boy broke his chair."
I got.
Boy's been doing leg day, and he broke his chair.
Yeah. So it's not technically the chair I wanted, but like the chair I've been using, right? It's been so cold down here in California, right, and so wet and so damp, right, that the cold started affecting the wood from my broken chair, and I could smell the rot on it. It's like I had to throw it out. And so like I threw it out. Bought this chair quite literally a couple days afterwards, man. It's not the chair I wanted, but like, yo, this is good for me. Like it wasn't super expensive, so that's good. The chair that I did want was a Secret Labs chair, and that will come eventually. But this chair right now will just do me just fine, because oh my gosh, it's so good for my back. Just doing this, man. But other than that, man, I've been chilling. How have you been? What's the kind of goodies that you gotten, man? I know that you're on a current raid for more Star Wars lightsabers, specifically of my girl.
So a couple of things.
Yeah.
That kind of affects uh, interaction with certain fans. I want to put this out there because I always start the show, hey, Voice of Reason 23 on all social media platforms, yada yada yada. I'm reducing that by 2, at least temporarily.
Okay.
One of the things I just wanted to get a little something off my chest here in the new year.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey, the guy on Twitch, you're not interested on your
Yeah.
link. So starting off the new year, everyone says, new year, new year, new me.
Mhm.
I'm already going to the gym,
Yep.
holding off those LBs.
Yep.
So I've worked on the physical Kevin, needing to work on the mental Kevin. So, some things that I am eliminating in 2023, at least
Ooh.
temporarily,
Okay.
is number one, Snapchat. Deleted
Yep.
it back in the week before Christmas,
Mhm.
actually the week after Christmas, and haven't looked back since. Just First off, not a really good app, anyways. Don't know what good it did. I did use it for news gathering.
Yeah.
It's when I started using it was when I worked in radio. Especially when you can search search by the map
Yep.
for stuff that goes on. So for news gathering, it was kind of convenient. But just short term text messages, I just found no useful purpose out of it.
Yeah.
I know that my brother and my sister in law use it for sending pictures of their kids, and I'm like, no, you know what? If I want pictures of my family, I want permanent pictures. So I just found no use for it. If you have recently added me on Snapchat, sorry, but I don't miss it. The other
Yeah.
thing too that I've kind of reduced, and I really haven't missed it much, except again for going like, oh, I want to see what's trending.
Yeah.
Is it's very easy to use Twitter for what's
Yeah.
for what's trending,
Trending. Yeah.
and again trying to get geo-based news information. But I decided to delete Twitter off my Facebook, off my phone. It is still on my computer, and I just realized that like 3 days ago that it was still on my computer. But
Good
I
for
don't miss it.
you. Yeah.
It's no secret on this show. We use it as a tool. We
Yeah.
use it because we get a different audience, and you can stream the show live on Twitter. Great, love that.
Mhm.
Brings in a different audience. Downside is, and this is not a political slam or slant. It's not a slam on the
Mhm.
current administration of Twitter. This goes back many years.
Uh-huh.
Twitter is a freaking dumpster fire. It is a barrel of negativity. It's been that way for a long time.
Yep.
People want to make fun of Facebook and it's the social media for your mother. But it still is not as filled with negativity as Twitter is. And again, this is not a slam on those watching our show. Hi, on Twitter. Appreciate
Mhm.
you guys.
Yeah.
But I just noticed it becoming over the last 4 or 5 plus years,
Yeah.
just increasingly negative, and just wanted to go
Yeah.
bye,
Yeah.
Felicia. So
Yeah.
I deleted it. I use it on if I need it, I will go on my computer, and it's to me, it's like okay, if I absolutely need it, I have to go out of my way, and at that point, I kind of like go, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into. Do I really need it? And it gives me that second to think it through,
Yeah.
to say, do I really need to go to Twitter? Because I'm not an easily triggered person. I'm not a freaking quote unquote snowflake. But
Uh-huh.
I just
Yeah.
I just don't want to be around it. I want to be around cool people.
Yeah.
When JR and I argue, it's fun. At the end of the day, we'll
Yeah.
still have a beer with each other.
We're still we're
And
still boys. It's
yeah,
it's it's good. And what's up to the Twitch
mm,
to our Twitch person right
our
now.
Twitch
Ketchup.
following, yeah, what's going
Yeah.
on?
What's
Massive.
up, man?
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat the rest of that.
I
It
think it's
might be
TOS in
taken the
some
wrong
places.
way.
Yeah, I think it might
Um,
be TOS if he said in some other places right now. But yeah, I understand, bro. Like I've been trying to be MIA for a lot of social media for a long freaking time. I'm still on Twitter, but like I just lurk. I just look at I look at posts from like the biggest thing for me too specifically is like this thing that's going on right now with D&D, right? And so like just trying to figure out Twitter is definitely like 75% like fucking cancerous bullshit.
Yeah.
And then the other 25% is actually like really good content that, is greatly informative. But yeah, it's just people roasting each other. It's the internet. It's just the internet how it is, man. I got off of Facebook a long fucking time ago. I'm so glad I haven't looked back. And so
Facebook is just, to me, it's just nothing but ads. And it's just really frustrating because I miss out on a lot of really interacting with really cool people and people that I miss.
Yeah.
I what's it called?
So
Kind of reached out to an old friend of mine today, and made amends. Me and this person hadn't talked in almost, I'd say, close to 10 years.
yeah.
And we had some bad blood. And I just told him, say, hey, I'm a different person now. Let's see, guys, when is the U.S. going to legalize Mary J? That's what we really care about. Sounds like a Canadian.
I mean,
Or
here's just the small side talk before. Sorry, get off your point, man. But like, I don't think we ever will. Just there's a lot of there's still a lot of like, heavy conservative right that like don't care about it, right?
which
Don't
is
want
really
it.
funny because the last person from a federal standpoint that tried to legalize it
Was conservative.
was Trump.
Was Trump
Trump
really?
wanted to legalize. Want to know why?
Because it's billions of dollars of money.
He's a smart businessman. He's an idiot,
right?
He's a smart businessman.
You'd think that like that's the one thing that people would want. Like, yo, just fucking just legalize weed everywhere. And so you'll make billions upon millions of dollars. I know that California has been really good about it, but it is what it is, man. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna do that.
So going down there, massive. You're right. He has also come out and said that he's for it. It's just, pardon my French, it's time to shit or get off the pot. And he just talked about, I'm not a drug guy. Never smoked pot. Never will. I will teach my kids not to. But to each his own. I do, however,
THC.
Do not consume THC, but I do CBD.
Oh yeah, it's the CBD. That's right.
CBD.
CBD is good. Yeah.
I'm not one that's going to go. I'm not going to be a total like drugs are bad. I'm not going to be a total like whatever. Mr. Garrison and just like.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And shit on.
That's right.
It's not for me. Especially from a smoking standpoint. I've lost family members to emphysema, and so smoking will never fly with me and my family. So, but that's, again, to each his own. I'm not a judger, whatever. If you want to be a dope smoking hippie, go right ahead. I'll just stick to my whiskey.
We all got our vices. So, but
let's get on. But going on, let's get into 2023, boy.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
What's up?
Freaking Marvel slapping us in the face with a big ass trailer last week during the national championship game. We got arguably post and I can say this, if you take everything into consideration over the last 3+ years since phase 3 ended with Spider-Man Far From Home, yes, that officially ended phase 3. Phase 4 began technically with WandaVision and moved forward till Guardians of the Galaxy a holiday special.
Yeah.
I think of the multiverse saga, I think that what we know now, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, is arguably one of the most anticipated shows or anticipated movies. Yes, I've said that about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, I've said that about Spider-Man No Way Home. Yes, I flirted with it with Thor and Love and Thunder, but I think really and truly, if you take Phase 4, if you take the multiverse saga,
Mm-hmm.
I think the three most important movies in the post blip era is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man No Way Home,
Uh-huh.
and Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. And I think that it is no secret that one massive character is why. And I think that is the big, I don't even want to call him the villain, because do we think he's the villain? Or is he really going to be the next Thanos? That like he has good intentions, his ideas are there, but he's executed them poorly. Think about the core. Think about the core of what Thanos stood for. We have overpopulated the galaxy to the point we have overstretched our resources.
Mm-hmm.
Kang has not necessarily the same ideas, but he is coming about his ideology from a borderline like he wants to do good, but in a bad way.
He's more so like he's the evil mad scientist type of thing, but like not that crazy cliche mad scientist. Like, you know how like we have these tropes of
He's not Doctor Doom.
No. We have these tropes of like, what happens when science, goes crazy out of nowhere, right? Like, oh, you expected a group of people to, I don't know, make, some type of nuclear fission. Instead, they make a nuclear bomb, right? That type of stuff, right? So I feel like, I feel like with the new big bad, possibly that's what we might have, man. So I'm just super excited. I would probably say this is Quantumania will probably be more of the biggest world building type of platform we'll have from Marvel, is specifically in like just how I think this might be the movie where they'll really try to hopefully flesh out like, okay, no, this is what it means to truly be multiversal type of stuff. Granted, it's about the quantum verse, and so, but hey, man, I'm here for it. Keep my expectations low. There's been a couple misses from Marvel in the last couple tries, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the I forgot the director's name from it, but I'm hoping that he really sticks to his guns and really tries to make this a bit more serious than our last outings with Love and Thunder, with Thor Love and Thunder, as well as what was the other movie that came out? Oh god, we'll just say Hulk. She-Hulk and all the other kind of misses from Disney Plus. But hey, new year. Let's see if they can start off with a bang.
And I think, let's see, the Ant-Man Quantumania director, I believe, is Peyton Reed.
Okay.
Who also is a director for let me double check that. Peyton Reed, yes. Yeah. He also has directed episodes of The Mandalorian under his belt. So he's a full-fledged nerd. Yeah. So let's take a look at it. This is the final trailer. I think it's technically the last big trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This is from the National Championship game last week.
Yep.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter. But you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that.
Let's go.
Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
God, it looks so good.
I can rewrite existence and shatter timelines. You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is.
I just lost so much.
You see that? You see it?
He can give us a second chance.
Let me make this easy for you. You will bring me what I need, or everything you call a life will end.
This is all my fault.
You may not want her to watch this.
We had a deal.
You thought you could win.
I don't have to win.
We both just have to lose.
I'm sorry, Cassie.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
Nice,
sorry,
good
but
That's good.
what's his name?
Majors.
Jonathan
Majors?
Majors, bro, is
yeah.
bringing the
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah, man.
a
Also,
lot of
just real quick, our audio listeners are probably in shambles. But we told them that we forgot to tell them that we were watching a trailer with Quantum Medium, and all they're just hearing is probably just a backlog. That's all good.
yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good. And also, quick shout out. Sorry to cut you off, Ben. But quick shout out to Rev, who gave us who talked about his interactions too with Facebook. Yeah, man. I know it's a late shout out, but yeah, I get you, man. I get you, Rev. But sorry to cut you off, bro. But go ahead. Your thoughts.
So, anyways, let me bring this next one up here in just a second here. Obviously, I think that the big story about that trailer, and we'll obviously be looking at Mandalorian season
3,
season 3's trailer here in just a second, which also has got just,
Yeah.
Easter eggs and stuff like that. But the big Easter egg in that video was the obvious one. The big floating head is MODOK, everyone's favorite mechanized organism designed only for killing. And the rumor is going around that it is Corey Stoll, the guy who played Darren Cross and Yellow Jacket in the original Ant-Man. Peyton Reed, the director, said that there is a clue to Darren Cross's fate in the final scene, one of the final scenes of Ant-Man, and that is when he does get when his body kind of collapses into the quantum realm. One of the last things you see is his head, and so obviously a little bit of a rewrite on MODOK's origin story. We see a couple of different versions of MODOK. We don't know if it's. We do know from a toy leak for the Funko Pops that one of them is confirmed to be. It is confirmed to be MODOK.
Yeah.
And that is the one that you see there, full face, and it's like almost he has like a mask on. So no confirmation. Could be two different variants, two different versions of MODOK, who is, despite being probably one of the most wrong villains in the canon of Marvel, he's still kind of popular, and obviously a lot of that had to do with what's it called?
What?
What's
The
his name?
anime TV show.
The anime TV show and stuff like that. So
anime TV show. I know that last couple years as well. Been heavily using Gwenpool, and so
yeah, that was a great. By the way, that was a great run.
Yeah,
the MODOK miniseries was actually highly entertaining. Funny thing, you should mention that a lot of people are pointing out, a lot of Gwenpool fans are pointing out that with the play on the multiverse, that are we going to see everyone's favorite fourth wall breaking, pink suited Deadpool, aka Gwendolyn Poole. At this point, I would believe all bets are off, but I don't know you have to take into consideration that the people that watch Marvel movies are not just comic book collectors.
Yeah.
So having to explain Gwendolyn Poole is gonna be a stretch.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I also feel like, maybe they can go the Sam Raimi route and just throw motherfuckers in there, right? Just throw people in there, and hopefully they'll catch them, like what he did with Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
For me personally, I'm hoping that if we ever do get like a variant-esque type of like multiversal, team up, right? We get Gwen Stacy, Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, and then Haley Steinfeld as Gwenpool. Right, and then as well as Haley Steinfeld as her character, as Hawk. Did she have a name? Hawk Girl? Is it just
she is. She's just always referred to as Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Don't think they ever really gave her a name. She had her own series, of course. The Hawkeye series done in like 2015, 2016. The Matt Stature run, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know who Gwenpool is, we've talked about the character before on the show, but real quick, an abbreviated version was in the summer of 2015 when variants were really kind of in the beginning stages. There was a book called Deadpool's Secret Wars or something like that.
Yeah, like Deadpool Secret Wars. I thought it was a Christmas special as well, though.
No, that came later.
Okay.
This was when Spider-Gwen was just in the infant stages, and of course, the Spider-Gwen character is an amalgamation of Gwen Stacy getting bit by the radioactive Spider-Man and getting the superpowers, and actually in her universe, Peter Parker dies. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So what they did was, and they've said this, was they dressed up Gwen Stacy as Deadpool in a pink outfit. They had her on a floaty in a pool, and there was a Hydra agent in the water, and he was bleeding out, and it's a very iconic cover.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a throwaway. It was a variant cover for Gwen Stacy on a Deadpool cover. It was a female Deadpool on a Deadpool cover. Well, that book came out, and guess what happened that summer? San Diego Comic-Con. And guess what happened at Comic-Con? People started cosplaying as Gwenpool. So someone at Marvel saw this and went, shit, we have ourselves a character. Shortly thereafter, Gwenpool appeared in Howard the Duck Volume 4 or Volume 5.
Yeah.
Appeared in about the first 3 issues of the new run. She was met with rave success, and that holiday she appeared in multiple holiday specials, including her own. And then I think in 2016 she got her own series, The Unbelievable Gwenpool, where it is unveiled that she is not a character in the main Marvel universe or any of the main Marvel universes. She actually exists in our world, which doesn't even register on. There is no Earth number for us. It's our world. JR and Kevin live in it. She is in our world. She reads comic books. She reads Spider-Man. She reads Thor, the Avengers. She even freaking reads Batman. And she knows all their secrets. So somehow, some way, she got sucked into in the comic books. So her superpower is she knows everybody's secrets, and she's able to, much like Deadpool and She-Hulk, she could break the fourth wall. Much like She-Hulk, she can actually jump through panels and stuff like that. She's a cool character. I love her.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like, also, we're kind of just, I feel like that's her superpower, yes, is knowing everybody's secrets, but like, yo, the amount of crazy stuff she did at the end of Gwenpool is like never, like, not even She-Hulk has done this stuff. Like fighting against the writers mid-page, fighting against the artists mid-page type of stuff. Tearing away, like that never happened in She-Hulk. So like when it comes to like zany like powers like that, dude, I think she trumps even Deadpool with that type of like stuff. Granted, yeah, she's used now as sadly as a throwaway character most times now, like they've done with Deadpool. I guess again, before for those who didn't know, we're talking about comic books now, so fall nerd shit. But yeah, they kind of use her as a throwaway character in like other pivots now, like was it West Coast Avengers and I forgot another one too. But oh man, I feel like a lot, like out of all the new quote unquote characters that came out in the last like 6-7 years, man, I feel like she could have been a really good serious character if people, you know, didn't just stick on the whole thing of like, oh, you gotta have like a lot of political alignment type of shit, right? I felt like she could have been a great pivot into like, I don't know, that type of platform if you really want to talk about it, especially when you like had her backstory involved. But hey, man, they just kind of she's like a throwaway character now. She's very much in the same way like what they're doing with X-23. Sad to say. They're also as well as what they did with Miles for like a couple years after, he was kind of just thrown in there after after the death of Peter Parker in his universe, and so hopefully we'll get to she might possibly make an interest sometime. I don't know, in the next 3-4 years in the MCU. Man, if she does, man, I'm gonna sell my stuff. I got that first issue. I know you've been looking at it, bro. that Ron Lim cover of
Lim cover. Yeah, that thing is just a massive hit.
It's like $600, bro. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, I can't pull the trigger on spending that much money on a single issue.
Not good.
So like I said, lots going on. Let's get into, because I want to end on the controversy that was last night when JR challenged me to watch only 30 minutes of a particular TV show. We're going to talk about that in just a second.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in just a second, but let's talk a little bit of Star Wars. This dropped Monday night during Monday Night Football, during the Cowboys Buccaneers football game.
Yeah.
This is the Mandalorian season 3 trailer.
Real quick before you do that, I'm gonna answer my boy right here, Rev, who just gave us another comment saying that I saw the movie playing yesterday and they had one of the movie previews, but it was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm confused because Gamora was in it. Is it a prequel or it's Endgame? No, actually, my dude, that is the 2013 Gamora that came back with during Endgame. I'm pretty sure we can talk about it now. Spoilers, it's been a couple years. That Gamora wasn't the Gamora that fell in love with Peter Quill. That was the one that came back and like saved, right? That she's the one that need Peter Quill in the balls, basically, during Endgame, right? And he goes like,
the Gamora, the Gamora that we see in Endgame and in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a Gamora before, in timeline, existed before even the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Yeah.
So this is when she was actually still seen eye to eye with her stepfather, the Mad Titan Thanos.
Yeah.
And that is how she ended up in the current timeline, is because she went through the time jump with Thanos in the events of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So that's to answer your question. It's a good question. It when you start dealing with time travel and you start dealing with multiverses and stuff like that,
it gets zany.
So let's take a look, though. Speaking of zany, let's take a look at Mandalorian season 3 trailer that dropped. This is going to be I think one of the last trailers we get before the world premiere on March 1st.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, you'll never be lost.
So sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
kid. This is the way.
I love how they shot that scene.
Take it easy there, Charles. Take it easy there, Charles Xavier.
I told my wife agreed with this. That last scene, that quick zoom in and how they shot it is very reminiscent of Asian, very Chinese kind of kung fu, old school movies that whoa, and they kind of quick close up, and I like it because they've obviously, it's no secret that the entire Star Wars universe is predicated on Kurosawa films and old Chinese cinema. And maybe it wasn't intended by the director. And I'm really curious where that scene will end up, what episode it's in, and who directed that episode, because I'd be kind of curious to see who their influences are and stuff like that. But it was probably one of my favorite scenes in the trailer, and it'll probably be one of my favorite scenes in the upcoming series. March 1st can't get here fast enough. I mean, I know we're at January 18th, and so this month is quickly getting away from us.
It's crazy.
And the month of February will be here and gone sooner than later. But looks great.
I just can't wait. It's crazy too. Like, this is the first season of Mandalorian that hasn't come out like during the fall, right? I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've done it. And so, I mean, it's a good move, first out of the year. I mean, what was the last like Star Wars-esque content we had, right? In a full series, I think was Obi-Wan, and that came out in September. No, not September. That came out sometime in the summer. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
I was in the
I think it was the summer.
It was in the summer or spring or something, because I was in Orlando when I think at least one of the episodes had aired.
And I sent you,
and that was
and I think I sent you a cut of a fan who reworked all the scenes and made just a full on like hour-long movie. Yeah. Oh, that's right. And Andor was the one that came out recently. That's right. Andor
came out in the fall. That started in September. Obi-Wan was in the summer. And when was Book of Boba Fett?
I think Book of Boba Fett was the end of 2021. If I remember correctly.
Was it in 2021? So we haven't seen Mando since 2020. You're right.
Yeah.
Christmas of 2020.
Yeah, because so it's cool. It's great. I feel like still though that it might be still rumblings of like maybe this might be one of the last couple of years, maybe 1 to 2 years left of having our boy.
Well, they've said that there is at least going to be a season 4.
Okay.
Because
like if it's gonna be if it's them trying to fight and take back Mandalore, it might be a big heavy issue. It might be a big heavy type of arc where it might even span a couple more like other shows, not just with Mandalorian, but possibly with another Book of Boba Fett, or maybe another whatever. Oh my gosh, with Jyn Erso, not Jyn Erso. Oh my gosh, who's my girl? She's oh my god, I'm forgetting her name. We'll see her in Ahsoka, the Mandalorian in Ahsoka, who was part of Rebels, and so she'll be in it too, possibly. So that's gonna be just interesting to see if we're gonna have a full arc of like another war on Mandalorian, or Mandalore. So,
and thanks, GZ Drew. Thank you for that. Yeah, we've almost forgot about Andor.
Yeah.
How could we forget about that? I know everyone's just ranting and raving about it. It was a great show. I know that there was references in there talking about there's a new threat coming. Something's building on the Outer Rim. Hints to maybe the rise of the First Order. So March 1st could not only. What I love about Mandalorian right now is especially where it's at. Yeah, it is very much connecting from a distance.
Yeah.
The prequels, the original trilogy, and potentially now the sequel trilogies. Are we going to learn more about the cloning that leads to Supreme Leader Snoke? Do we get? Of course, the cloning obviously led to the resurrection of Emperor Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with the ode to the War on Mandalore, that leads back to prequels. That's almost to the old New Republic. Well, I take that back. No, the bombing of Mandalore happened
during
not
it's like
during the Imperial.
Yeah, it's like during it's like near I think near the beginning. I don't quote me specifically. Near around the beginning of the Imperial. Like it's just because one of the biggest reasons why Mandalorians hate Jedis is because Jedis play a huge role in like kind of like some of their destruction, like a great portion of their destruction. And so I just forgot exactly when like the bombing Mandalore happened.
It takes place, I think, shortly before the events of A New Hope. It doesn't happen during the original trilogy, but it happens sometime between
30 or 40. Let me check it out. I gotta check it again.
Yeah. Anyways, it looks great, and like I said, a lot of references to not only the original trilogy, continues to nods to the original trilogy, but nods to the prequel trilogies, and potentially nods to the sequel trilogy. And of course, it also does connect with the existence of the Night of 1,000 Screams or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the Great Purge of Mandalore.
The Great Purge of Mandalore, so it kind of connects Clone Wars and Rebels as well. So, which my son is watching Bad Batch and he's loving it.
Yeah, the Great Purge of Mandalore happened during. It was during not New Hope, but it was during the Republic, because oh my god, yeah, oh my god, I'm just totally at a loss for words right now, because Obi-Wan was there. That's right, Obi-Wan was there, because yeah, oh my god, dude, the Queen of Mandalore at the time, who was his love, but couldn't be together. She died to freaking Moff Gideon. That's right. Or no, or like Moff Gideon had something, like she died during that time because of events happening. It's the whole thing. I'm gonna go into a lot of Clone Wars stuff. If I go to again, we're gonna be off another tangent for another 30-40 minutes. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of it's the fight for Mandalore is gonna be very lore heavy. I'm gonna love that. I'm hoping they really tackle that with.
I do too, and I'm not even completely caught up on Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff like that. So moving right along, we hinted at the top of the broadcast that you and I are headed north this spring. JR, you've mentioned this before. You are headed to Seattle, Washington. You are headed to the Emerald City. You are heading to what has come to be known as the official or the unofficial kickoff to the Comic-Con season, and that is Emerald City Comic-Con. This is the really and truly the dark horse, so to speak, of comic book conventions, because it's not San Diego, it's not New York, it's not WonderCon.
C2E2. Yeah,
it's not C2E2.
I'd say it'd be bigger than WonderCon. I'll give it that at least.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely not as big as the other one that happened. I think it's in Utah. Like there's a one that happened in Utah or somewhere.
Yeah, that one's kind of dwindled out a little bit. Salt Lake City, Salt Lake City Comic-Con, which
had a lot of big names,
which gained a lot of new notoriety, because Salt Lake City Comic-Con actually usually took place shortly after Emerald City. And then I think it would go like Emerald City, Salt Lake City, and then I think Phoenix Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City Comic-Con is notorious for being the con that took on Comic-Con International and lost.
Yeah.
They took on Comic Con International for the trademark
Yeah.
of the name Comic Con,
Yeah.
and lost.
Not only that too, but like it's some of the digs that Salt Lake used to do a while ago. But aside of that, though, they would get a lot of big names. I remember.
Oh
like,
hell yeah!
There was so many freaking times where like they
And
had
they're
like
not saying they weren't San Diego or New York, but they were solid.
no, bro, no, it was. I
Oh,
think it was Salt Lake City where they had that one year. It was Mackie. It was Tom Holland, Mackie, and oh my god, I forget Sebastian Stan. Right, for a panel, they had a bunch of MCU guys there. They had a bunch of other, like, I think they had like Gal Gadot one year with Henry Cavill. So they were trying to get some names, man.
Yeah, I talked to my sister who lives up there and her boyfriend, and I think a lot of it has to do with the church may have been involved in that and like throwing a lot of money at that, but I could be wrong. By the way, Austin from Salt Lake, thank you for watching. He watches from time to time, so appreciate that.
Okay.
So JR is going to Emerald City Comic Con. We will follow again. Also, not JR Comics 42 on Instagram. You're going to want to follow that. And JR promises us as best he can to post pictures and live stream videos.
I'm going to post a lot of stuff, bro. I'm gonna try to see if I bring like, hopefully, I'm not gonna say how much money I want to bring, but let's say I'm gonna have to bring another suitcase.
That brings me to my announcement. If you've been following on my Instagram page over the last about 2 weeks, I too will be headed north. I'll be headed north up the I-10 to Anaheim, and some schmutz on my windsock. I'll be taking my talents to Anaheim for a weekend, along with our friends Atner and Sarah, and we'll be headed to WonderCon for the first time since 2019. It's going to be, it's still going to be very much COVID era Comic-Con. They are going to require masks. They are going to require a negative COVID test or proof of vaccination. I don't know what they're doing in Seattle, but I would imagine it's probably gonna be something similar. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. This will be again the return to WonderCon. We went in 2019. My family and I, especially my wife and I, we attended WonderCon, Revolution, Amazing Con.
Yeah,
I also attended that year, San Diego.
Yeah,
and was it 2019 that they had or was it 2018 that they had? No, it was 2019. They had Palm Springs Comic-Con. Comic-Con Palm Springs, I apologize.
Yeah.
And I also think that
that
was the year they had PS Comic Expo and
the one in
Indio. They had FantasiaCon.
FantasiaCon, that's right.
I think they may have had FantasiaCon that year too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they had the OG. I forgot his name, man, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman. He was there, dude. That was a wild pull. I have to say, that was a wild pull. For them.
I will always say Orlando, who ran FantasiaCon in Indio, completely underrated Comic-Con. Because of the size. It was a small con, but to me, as someone who appreciates the nostalgia of what a con is, that was perfect.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
Yeah,
and I got to meet. That was the first time I got to meet Tony Fleeks, who is hands down one of the best artists out there, and yeah, I just I had a lot of fun at that convention, and I wish, I know that a few people tried to resurrect it with Orlando or through Orlando, and it just never kind of
those are big money sinks, man. I will say, I feel bad for a lot of the homegrown people, homegrown like local people, local guys
Yeah.
that want to make a convention for everybody. It's a big money sink for a lot if you don't have the funds for it. And I know the original guy too that made Palm Springs Comic Con, right? I forgot his name. He's half Filipino, I think. He talked about it too, about just like trying to come up and trying to make things more local, be like, tight knit. And it's good and bad, right? Because the term Comic Con already is gonna like have some type of connotation. People saying that, oh, they're thinking, San Diego Comic Con, right? The majority of the time, if you see these like small knit conventions, right, they're basically swap meets. That's basically it. They're basically swap meets.
And that's kind of what Indio was. It was a swap meet with some really cool artists that were there.
Yeah, and that's not to say anything negative about it. It's just more so like the expectation level now, because when people think Comic Cons, right, they see the big panels, they see the big names, the big movie trailers, they see a bunch of stuff you could possibly buy, they see things you might not see around your neighborhood, or might not see around your like your game store or whatever. But like majority of the time, man, conventions start on the local level, and it's a tough thing to do. I know the other guy too that made Comic-Con Palm Springs, he was thinking about doing it again. It's just more so just like, there's some things in the background, politics involved there too. But like, I know he's been trying to start up again, and I can't wait. I mean, the last time we had it, Comic-Con Palm Springs down here at the Air Museum, Jim Lee was here. Jim Lee, Campbell was here 1 year. We had so many like
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee was here. He was supposed to be here for year 2, but sadly, rest in peace. That was the year his wife passed away. Then he passed away soon after, and it was just like those are fun times to have, just for like the whole family, convention feeling, man. But yeah, going back onto the big convention scene, though, I will say if you're definitely want to see what the convention life is like, right, but don't want the huge crowd, don't want like San Diego type crowds, WonderCon is a good middle ground.
Yeah,
still a lot of people. I will say that still a lot of people. It's Anaheim, right? But it's fun, man. I think I went there 3 years in a row before COVID happened. No, we all went there. We missed 2020 because everything shut down. Then 2021, I went for a Sunday, and my sister and I.
Or was it this past year?
Was it 21 or 22?
I think it was 22. I don't think they had one in 21.
Was it 22? Okay, it might have been 22 then.
Yeah, because they didn't have San Diego in 20.
That's right.
The return was this past year.
That's right.
So, but Jared's not wrong. The pre-sale tickets are already gone. That was $120 for the weekend, which is a steal.
Yeah.
And again, want to say thank you so much to our friend Atner for hooking a brother up for a kick-ass room. We're going to be closer than we were in 2019. We got last minute tickets and we got a last minute room, and we were pretty much on the other side of town. So it made it a little difficult to travel. So again, shout out to Atner, who's a fan of the show, for hooking us up. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we will be doing that. We will be doing shows. I'm going to try to live stream from our Instagram account at PS Comics I Love You on Instagram. Some stuff, or you can follow me on Voice of Reason 23 on all social media platforms to get some live streams. So yeah, anyways, that's coming up. And like I said, JR promises to try and live stream on his Instagram and stuff like that from Emerald City. And again, take into consideration, guys, that a lot of times internet connection is really weak in some of these convention centers, not only because they're gigantic concrete buildings. So the signal gets dummied down as it is. And then on top of that, you've got potentially 20,000 people in there with cell phones doing the same fucking thing. So.
Bro, I will even say too, like, just going back to WonderCon, I try to bring these headsets in there one time, right? Even just like that, connecting from my headset to my phone, it would disconnect a lot because like connection is just so bad. Everybody's on Wi-Fi. There's so many things involved. Like it's
so many signals and stuff like that. So, moving right along. I get a text message from JR last night. We were supposed to record the show last night. Technical issues, couldn't do it. JR goes, okay, now that you have a free evening, I got a show for you to watch. I said, cool, what you got? Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I said, heard of it, heard of the game. I got a buddy of mine, Jim, talks about it all the time. He's been a fan of this game for years, been talking it up. He's like, bro, this TV show, you got to check it out. It's awesome. So we end up not being able to do the show. JR texted me about, I don't know, 7:45 and was like, hey, we're not doing the show, so you need to watch the show. It's an hour and a half long for episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it through the first hour and a half because he knows I go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
And he goes, give me 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And tell me what you think. And turn it off. Don't keep going. 30 minutes in, turn it off. Tell me what you think. Go to bed. Cool. We're at the 20-minute mark. Not even the 20-minute mark. There it is.
That's what's part 2. Yeah.
We're not even at the 20-minute mark. I text JR. Let's see if I got the text message. Oh, it's right there. I have you.
Yeah.
9:03.
Yeah.
So we're at least 30 minutes in.
Uh-huh.
My comment. Most intense 30 minutes of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Which part are you at right now? I'm not going to say what I texted back because it's a spoiler.
Yeah.
You guys done? Danielle, who's my wife, Danielle can't get enough. JR, oh God, I'm sorry. Bro, I am so sorry. Then my wife takes my phone, texts JR. Again, this is at 9:14. We still haven't turned it off yet.
Uh-huh.
Damn you, JR. I am already freaking hooked.
Uh-huh.
LOL, my bad. Enjoy. So what did you think? We were passed out. We're not going to get into spoilers at all. This show is still so fresh. We can't.
I have to ask this. I won't say specifically what, but how do you feel about that scene? That scene.
One that I mentioned in the kitchen, or is this the one that happens in the field?
In the field.
Brutal. Sucks, but brutal. In a good way, in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it brings so much. There's a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
That's brought to the character. And I'll only say that. You can't say anything else about it. It'll give too much away. I mean, I'm telling you folks, if you have not watched this show, first off, people go like, what's it about? Take The Walking Dead, Resident Evil, and Logan. Throw them into a blender and hit puree.
Yeah.
And you have got a freaking amazing TV show.
Yeah.
That makes you think. The first 90 seconds of the show has you creeped out. And there's nothing creepy on TV.
Yeah.
It's what is said. And I can't say what's said because it's going to give stuff away. But the first maybe 90 plus seconds of the show.
Yeah.
Right here will live rent free for the rest of the series because it is holy F.
Yeah.
This could happen. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I will say this as a longtime fan of the series, the developers who made the game. I love Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. And I know I've been meaning to tell everybody my review of Part 2 because that was a hotly, talked about topic for quite a while. I will say this. there is some liberties that they've taken, right?
Which you knew they were going to.
But I love that they did because it fleshed out a lot more. And I know that the creator of the series, right, Neil Druckmann, the writer, he's part of the show. He's going to direct the next episode. He's directing the next episode. So the guy who made the game is also helping make the TV show. And so the way they fleshed out certain parts of it, great, right? Oh God. The one thing, there's a couple critiques I can probably give, right? Because I'm just a huge fan of it. One of my bigger critiques was that part, the 90 seconds part, right? What I will say, for me, if he just nonchalantly said it, right? Like it felt like it was overacted in my part, on my end. If he just casually said, "Oh, this, right?" Like just listing off like like you're reading from a paper.
Yeah.
I think it would be way more impactful. But that's just me. Other than that, yeah, for me, dude, it is a great adaptation of the video game. There's things from the game that is just like ripped out.
There was IGN
much. Yeah.
If you have seen the show, and again, I may have to go on PlayStation Plus tonight and see if these games are available, because I'm looking on Amazon and the prices are ridiculous.
You're looking at
part. And there is, by the way, there is a
remake.
PS5 remastered version of Part 1 coming out. That includes the game, the comic books, a bunch of digital downloads. It's over $300.
I want it though.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
But nonetheless, Last of Us, I did not play the video game.
Mm-hmm.
People that I know that play the video game, say it is an amazing adaptation of a video game to TV.
Yeah.
Those who have watched it blindly, meaning, hey, I heard the hype, let's watch it. I heard it was a video game. I don't know the game. I just want to watch it. People that I've read online and I've talked to that seen the show that didn't even know it was a video game, just heard the hype.
Yeah.
Watched it and said, this is amazing television.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you, for someone who A, does not like The Walking Dead, B, does not like Resident Evil, it's just not my thing. I'm not a fan of zombie movies or medium. This is a great, well shot, well acted, riveting, well written TV show.
Yeah. This
show could win awards.
Here's the thing.
That good, and it's one episode.
Yeah.
And I'm not even done with the one episode.
No, man. Oh, really?
Haven't finished it yet. We were going to watch it tonight, but so I'm going to have to we may finish it either tonight or we may finish it tomorrow.
It's a big chunky episode, I will say.
Yeah. It is a chunky episode. Again, hands off to the director.
Yeah.
Hands off to the cinematographer. Amazingly shot.
Yeah.
Well done. And I understand now why people drew comparisons when Logan came out, that people said Logan looked like Last of Us. And I get it now. And what's his name? Mangold, the guy who made
Jane Mangold?
And I think he came out and said that he was inspired by Last of Us.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine,
dude, job well done, bro. Yeah. Job well done. Yeah. All parties involved.
I will say this too. Just to kind of throw my last 2 cents in this thing. I feel like now I hope this not just adaptations of video games, but just adaptations of like just any medium, right? When done properly, the fan base is gonna fucking applaud you, man. Period. I'm looking at you, Witcher. I'm looking at you, Resident Evil. I'm looking at all these horrendous adaptations that were done, sadly, by Netflix, right? That like, oh, let's just do this, right? Let's just ham wash this or whatever, and just throw it out there. Like, this is what happens, bro. This is what happens when you actually care about the source material.
Right, exactly.
And I also feel like too, like, hopefully this will be a bigger representation then. Or a bigger showing of like, yeah, man, some of the best stories are video games, bro. Like, bro, like just for me as a fan of video games, right? I'm imagining, yeah, I'm imagining Master Guy.
Written story.
Yeah, I'm
When
imagining,
done right.
yeah, I'm just imagining all these other video games that could possibly would have been like really good adaptations. I'm looking at BioShock, the BioShock series. I'm looking at like I don't know, maybe some Final
And they're
Fantasy
doing one.
series.
It's on. I think Netflix has it.
BioShock.
I'm almost positive BioShock is
hope
in
not.
production.
I hope not, but like, hey man, it's because it's Netflix. But I'm just like,
I don't know if it's
Bro.
Netflix, but BioShock is in production.
good. And I know that Sony is
Great
trying.
story. Great video game story.
Yeah, I know that Sony too has been trying to do more
Fucking
stuff too.
amazing
Yeah.
video game story.
Mhm.
I'm showing Spider-Man, the PlayStation 4 from 2018, and
Mhm.
Miles Morales from 2020.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Comic book. And they did. They adapted this. They adapted the Spider-Man 2018 for a comic
Mhm.
book.
Yep.
Great adaptation for comic book.
Mhm.
I do, but I don't. I wish that they would adapt this for a movie, but then at the same time, I hope they don't. I hope they just like leave it because the video game version of it was great, and they just bring this version of Peter Parker into the multiverse. Oh wait, they are.
Yeah, I'm just like saying, I'm just hoping now it's the bigger conversation for like execs to have. We're like, oh yeah, no, this is actually might be a really good medium if there's a big fan base to this and there's generating a lot of buzz. Where maybe we should just, take it seriously, right? Just take it seriously, like bro, like yeah, like the same way that that Francis Ford Coppola did with the Godfather series, right? Handling that with care, with joy and love. You would think that a lot of other people would have, a lot of other directors, right, would have with a lot of these other mediums that have works of fiction. And so that's what I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping that season 1 of Last of Us just knocks it out of the park. I'm hoping that's the next biggest thing. I know for a fact too is that it's HBO's second largest opening now since
second largest opening ever.
Yeah,
the largest opening they've had in 10 plus years.
The first one was House of Dragons, which great, that came out recently, and second largest opening is Last of Us with 4 to 5 million. I forgot the actual numbers, but hopefully just continually grow and grow and grow. So yeah, I'm hearing a lot of stuff too, man. That they're saying that episode 3 is probably gonna be is gonna be looked upon as like possibly the best episode of television, like the one of the best works of televisions yet. It's a lot of hype, but I'm hoping that they can somewhat attain that, man. So yeah, oh god, dude, I'm just excited. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, very excited. We'll have more to talk about it. We're gonna keep this show today a little short. Just trying to keep things. We don't have a lot to fill. For a massive 2-hour show without giving away too much spoiler. Let us know in the comment section below if you want us to talk more about Last of Us, do a breakdown. We'll do that, but I think this is going to have to be one of those shows. It's going to be a slow burn, we may have to do like a mid-season recap and then do a full season recap, where we're not going to be able to do a breakdown of episode by episode because people are going to they're not going to a lot of, as massive as an opening as JR just mentioned, this show had on. And does it launch on Sunday or Mondays?
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday.
So, as big of a launch as this was on Sunday, it's gonna grow, and I bet you this Sunday's episode could be an even bigger audience. Yeah. I have not read a single negative review about this show.
Yeah.
So with someone, like I said, it's not difficult. Look at me. I'm a nerd. I wasn't watching it. JR and I read a few reviews. JR convinced me to watch it, and now I'm hooked. And that's all it takes. It's you look at shows like Ted Lasso. You look at shows like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones did okay in the beginning. But Game of Thrones grew on word of mouth. Ted Lasso grew on word of mouth. Yeah. Yellowstone grew on word of mouth. Talk about video game adaptations. it's lampooned. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I personally enjoyed it. Was Halo. Halo grew on word of mouth, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's going to suck," and there are a lot of people that still to this day say it does, and I disagree. I think it's highly entertaining. Yeah, maybe it's missing some of its adaptive qualities from the source material, but yeah, I don't think it was a bad product. But yeah, this show's going to grow on word of mouth, and I look forward to more episodes. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, and also just kind of end off, man. I gotta say, David Luna, we might know him as he was in your show. It was in what was it?
Gabriel Luna.
Gabriel Luna, sorry, yeah, Gabriel Luna. He was
Ghost Rider.
It was Ghost Rider. He was Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider in
Great job is in season 3 of
season 3
or season 4 of Agents of Shield.
Agent Shield, yeah,
is Agents of Shield.
I will say Gabriel Luna, for me as a fan, as someone who played the video games, sound exactly like Tommy. It is crazy how much he sounded like the character. I swore for a brief second there, I swore the original voice actor like just did lines, right? And just spoke it into lines and just over Gabriel Luna's face, right? I thought that's what happened, but no, man, he sounds exactly like Tommy, man. It's crazy. Granted, like, it's the first episode. We'll see how it goes from here. But yeah, I'm super, super excited.
Holy shit, that was Gabriel Luna?
Yeah. Tommy is Gabriel Luna.
Didn't even recognize him.
My guy. And also not only that, but another character. Oh no, I don't. You'll see her. You'll see her eventually. I don't know if you got to that point yet.
No,
but yeah, there's another character in there who I can't spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
No,
yeah,
just no.
Okay.
So, anyways, we'll talk more about it. Let us know in the comment section below if you want us to talk more about Last of Us. Like I said, I think most likely we'll find out how many episodes there will be, and we'll split the season and talk about it. Or maybe we'll just wait for like a few eposodes to air and people to kind of play catch up like us.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I'm not even, like I told JR this yesterday, I'm not even done with Power, the Ring of Power.
Oh, that's right.
We got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah,
all right, guys, thank you so much for staying up with us. I'm gonna go relax and get some sleep. I had leg day today, and I did PR on a couple of exercises. So
nice.
I'm gonna just do some cardio tomorrow and take it easy.
So. Nice. You know what's weird, bro? Just talking about just working out a little bit. I'm not trying to flex or anything, bro, but like I kind of warm up now with 315 on bench. I warm up with it. My bad, bro. My bad. But yeah, I like it was back day today, and I just warm up with 315 on bench, bro. My bad. Yeah.
Let me see. I know I'm not gonna even. Chest day, bench press. I didn't get above 117 pounds.
And we gotta start somewhere.
And I'm really frustrated because I know I was lifting a lot more than that a year ago. And when I hurt my shoulder again, I took a step back, and I'm noticing I've got a lack of
mobility?
Power. No, mobility's there.
Okay.
No power in the left arm.
Okay.
So, so I've still got a lot of work to do. My brother's a physical therapist. And so he's working with me and he's being patient. So, we're working on a few things, and, hopefully I can get up there, but, I'm not built like freaking Maui over here. So I'm not going to be warming up with 350 pounds on the barbell. So, yeah, thanks guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. By the way, PS Comics I Love You does not own the rights to those trailers that we watched earlier. Those belong to the Walt Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and Lucasfilms. And that's just what I wanted to say. Again, don't forget to follow us on don't forget to follow us online. PS Comics I Love You on all social media platforms except for Twitter. It's PS Comics I Love the letter U. You can follow us on Twitch. by searching PS Comics I Love You, and youtube.com/@PS Comics I Love You. And of course, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and iHeartRadio is where you can find the audio version of this great radio program. And yes, I know that the Marvel Phase 4 episode has not yet been loaded on audio. It will this week, I promise you. But if you want to, you can go on YouTube and stream it now. Yeah,
We've been busy.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your night. Go watch Last of Us so that we can talk about it, and we will see you very, very soon. Later. Peace.
Peace.
End broadcast.